Claiming Bahamian Art History, October through December 1964, by Indira Rolle. Cinema, 1964. In November 1964, the Shirley Street Theater showed the movie The Great Waltz. The movie starred Louis Rayner, Trinidad Garby, and Milsa Corgis. The movie was about the life of Joanna Strauss III. It tells the story about Strauss's search for his talent and his marriage potentially ending over an obsession with a baroness. In November 1964, the Bahama Islands would be the subject of a featurette financed by tourists, according to Paramount. The objective of the featurette was to promote the beauty of the islands while educating viewers about the Bahamas. A total of 26,000 cinemas worldwide, including 1,000 in the United States, were scheduled to screen this featurette. In November 1964, the Thunderball Movies producers put out a call for local talent to be featured in the film. 6 young women were sought to film the underwater shorts. This James Bond movie was the 4th in the series. It was released in December 1965. Theater and Recitals, 1964. In November 1964, Patricia Johnson, a soloist supported by the YMCA Garden Club, presented a performance in the auditorium of the Government High School. Ms. Johnson was a Harvard University alumna who was a native of Washington, D.C. In November 1964, the Nassau Players presented the stage play Macbeth at the Dundas Civic Center. As a background to the Nassau Players, on February 19, 1942, the cast of The Ghost Train gave its first performance at the Dundas Civic Center. This cast was so motivated after reading positive reviews of the play in the Nassau Guardian. Consequently, this is regarded as the beginning of Bahamian theater. This troupe of actors served as the forerunners of the Nassau Players. The Nassau Players, who then established themselves as the Bahamas' longest-running adult theatrical company. The Nassau Players performed a number of plays, which included Shakespeare's King Lear, Ibsen's Hedda Gabler, Blithe Spirit, Quiet Weekend, and in November 1964, Macbeth. In November 1964, students at the Government High School were treated to a performance of A Shakespeare's Evening. Produced by Barbara Godwin, a student cast of 12 students reenacted scenes from 2 plays, The Merchant of Venice and Twelfth Night. The play featured 3 Shakespeare songs, including O Willow from Othello. So in November 1964, the story of Granny Voodoo took on new life. Granny Voodoo was a story that was run in the Nassau Daily over a period of time. It was about an imaginary character who was always engaged in some kind of adventure of sort. It was so popular that the Granny Voodoo doll was made into a 37-inch tall puppet by 2 California puppeteers. The Granny Voodoo puppet was then featured in a stage kit in California. Granny Voodoo's performance would include a humorous or funny entrance onto the stage, then a rhythmic voodoo dance, after which Granny Voodoo would give a health and beauty lecture. The Granny Voodoo puppet was so well received and so liked in the States that the U.S. State Department took note of it and enlisted her on their Goodwill Tour in 1966. Art, November 1964. A contemporary painting exhibit was held at Stevenson's Showroom, a local interior decorating firm. It featured contemporary paintings from Haitian artists. Most of the Haitian artists in the exhibit had no formal training. The paintings featured landscapes, still life, and character studies. The lead artist featured was Charles Obas. He was a painter who used the palette knife as his main medium to create masterful pieces of art. The paintings were brought to Nassau for exhibit by Mr. Freddie Smith. Mr. Freddie Smith was a Bahamian residing in Haiti at the time. Theater 1964, December. In December 1964, the Bahamas Drama Circle presented their stage play Mist Over the Mistletoe by Don Sutherland and directed by James Catlin at the Dundas Civic Center. Founded in 1964, the Bahamas Drama Circle was a predominantly Bahamian group. This drama group began with having performances in the gardens. As the group advanced, they started to present at the Government High School, and in 1968, this group performed the Black American classic, A Raisin in the Sun. Their performances of the West Indian Moon on a Rainbow Shawl in 1970 and 1971 put them on the map. Also in December 1964, the FOB announced the winning photos from the Camera Club competition. Amongst the photos were the photos of Mr. Peter Taylor, top center. Mr. Taylor posed in this piece called Calypso by Roland Rolls. It won the second prize. Other photos included in this competition were The Paradise Beach by Roland Rolls, The Study of the Tarantula by William Saul, A Pile of Pipes by Shirley Vanderpool. The first prize winners were The Professional Portrait by Williams Roberts, entitled Carlos, and Behold the Pale Horse by Shirley Vanderpool. Music, December 1964. In December 1964, the Canines toured the outer islands. The Canines were a group of 4 young men who performed songs, dances, and gymnastics for entertainment. Formed in 1957, the group began an island tour in 1964. The group members included Emile Cartwright, Henry Colby, William Wallace, and Sidney Darling. Their fast-paced shows often include the use of a variety of music instruments, such as the comb and snare drums, guitars, and one-string washtub bass. My interest was the Cat and the Fiddle nightclub. After conducting research, I realized I didn't know much about clubs at the time period in Bahamian history, since it was pre-independence, 1964. So I found this information very intriguing. In the Nassau Guardian December 1964 issue, there was an ad for the Cat and the Fiddle nightclub. Founded by Frederick Freddie Munnings Sr. in 1957, the Cat and the Fiddle was a star-studded nightclub. The Cat and the Fiddle offered Goombay music, limbo, jonquenu, and Afro-Bahamian dance for entertainment. Born in October 1921, Frederick Freddie Munnings was a Bahamian cultural and historical icon. Mr. Munnings was a skilled composer and musician. He also played an important role in the civil rights movement. In the early 1950s, he cultivated his love of the arts at the New England Conservatory of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. Mr. Munnings purchased the Cat and the Fiddle in 1955. It was with this purchase Mr. Munnings cemented his title as the King of Entertainment in the Bahamas. Mr. Munnings worked as a promoter, and he used the Cat and the Fiddle nightclub as his promotional business. Mr. Munnings became one of the founding members of the Bahamas Musicians and Entertainers Union. The Cat and the Fiddle nightclub was located on the corner of Nassau Street and Poinciana Drive. The building is now the present-day Commonwealth Bank. During this period of time, there were other popular nightclubs, such as Silver Slipper Nightclub and Drum Beats Nightclub. The Silver Slipper nightclub was also owned by Frederick Munnings Sr. It also featured local artists. The Silver Slipper nightclub was located on East Street, while the Drum Beat nightclub was opened in 1964 by John Peanut Berkeley Taylor. It was the longest running nightclub in the Bahamas. Drum Beat was located on Corner Market and Flem Street. Although the Cat and Fiddle nightclub offered similar entertainment to patrons, Mr. Munnings was able to make the club unique by bringing in international celebrities to the club. This was exciting for many Bahamians because they didn't just see these persons on TV or heard about them in the newspaper or heard them on the radio. They got to actually see these persons in person and perhaps even interact with them. So this made the club very unique and very exciting for many Bahamians. In fact, I read where some Bahamians, especially the youth, when they heard about the celebrities coming in town to visit the Cat and Fiddle, they used to clamber to the windows just to peep and to see the celebrities coming out the limos. Not necessarily go to the club. They just wanted to see the celebrities coming out of the car. So this made this club popular and made it more exciting, and it just allowed them to be distinguished from the other clubs. Some of the celebrities like Nat King Cole, Louis Armstrong, Harry Belafonte, Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, and Otis Redding, and Frank Miano were some of the stars to visit the nightclub. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.